Hello, what's going on? Welcome back to Deadly Deck Dev number 21. Let me just get some tunes on here, some lo-fi DMCA free jams, like we always do. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see you. I'm so happy to be here. I have some exciting ideas today. I'm very excited to try this out. Yesterday, I did my first playtest with the 3 heroes. Simeon. Are we getting a lag again? No lags ever. So yesterday I did my first playtest with these 3 new heroes that I've been slowly just crafting and tweaking while adding all kinds of new cards in and all that good stuff. Is it lagging? I think I am. Am I lagging again? It looks like it. I hope not. I was hoping someone would be in the chisel. Someone's in the chisel to tell me, Fish Fight, let's go. Yeah, yo, you here before I even made the announcement, Fish Fight. Yo, is my stream choppy? By the way, it looks choppy. It looks crazy choppy, actually. I'm gonna delete these 2 videos. I should just stop recording videos completely. I feel like I'm just not gonna do that since they're all on YouTube. I'm trying to get this all worked out. I'm trying to keep this all together. Yes, it is choppy. It is choppy, right? What's going on? Man, what's going on? What's going on? Do I have something? Oh my God, I know what it is. I know what it is. Hold on. Bear with me. I know what it is. I was working on my contract job today, and I have Unity open, and it's a massive project. If you're there, please hold on. It's gonna get all worked out. It's gonna get all worked out. I just gotta shut Unity down. Goodbye, Unity. You are the weakest link. I'm sure as soon as this Unity project closes, it's gonna like shoot back up again. Sorry about the inconvenience. There? Huh? It just closed? Did it? Yeah, that's better. There's still like a little tick to it. Maybe it's just out. I'm gonna cut the recording too. Is that better? I think we're good. Right? Did that fix it? Yeah, that's looking good. Hey, he's back. Crisis averted. Okay, well, no giant, massive gig projects. All right, well, let's redo that start again. Hold on 1 second here. I'm just gonna drop my last little guy in here. I have a big idea for the assassin, by the way, guys, so just hang tight. I'm so excited to talk about this. I went for a walk yesterday to go get some bubble tea, came back, and I have this whole new idea. Okay, that's on there. And then let me go ahead and post it. I don't think I did post it in here, did I? No, I didn't. I gotta figure out how I can get Carlbot to do this. it's like such a massive undertaking. It sounds so stupid, but it's like it's such a massive undertaking to post and post and post. But we're almost there. Last post, guys. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm here. You have my full undivided attention until I start procrastinating. Okay, so here's the idea. Yesterday we play tested the 3 characters. It went well, in my opinion. It was a great play test. There were some standout moments. There were some real shiners. I feel like the dice was a real shining moment. I'm just gonna keep glancing over because I just want to make sure this bit rate doesn't drop. A real shining moment was this dice here. I really like the dice. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this. My camera's a little low. Camera, you don't be so depressed, camera. Don't be so depressed. There we go. Okay, so the coin, I love the coin. There's so many times yesterday that I wanted the coin to be like, I could use it more, and I think that's a really good sign. Like the fact that I wanted to use it more in the game. Things that were not great were this young lass, Eris. She just not hitting. So here's the idea I have. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. Here's what I'm thinking. I want to make her cause bleeding. She's kind of like an assassin. She should be like Assassin's Creed-ish a little bit, where it's like when you least expect it, she's like, whoosh, you know, and then the ketchup goes everywhere and not on the hot dog. So I've been really thinking about her, and here's what I came up with. What's up, Creeper Sword? Blood. Here's what I'm thinking. What if she has an ability where she causes bleeding if a creature is not targeting her and she successfully attacks it? What do I mean by this? Kurt, what do you mean by this? What do you mean? What I mean is this. Okay, she has 10 health in this scenario, right? Let's just start this over. She has 10 health in this scenario. So she's being attacked by the deranged guard. So if she hits the deranged guard, she's just going to do 1 damage. But the undead guard is hitting the highest power strength hero. That's going to be Bucket. So this guy's going after Bucket. If she attacks the undead guard, she will do bleeding damage if she's successful and do 1 damage. I don't know if this is going to be interesting. I don't know. No, all misses turn into blood. That would be funny, but no, maybe that's a special. Maybe that's a special. I'm going to write that down. That's a good one. That's a cool idea. That could be some kind of curse or spell, I feel like. A one-time use item. That could be really cool. Or even a creature. Creeper Sword. I love the way you think about blood. Thank God they don't clip here, right? We don't clip on YouTube, right? Right. 318. Effect that turns misses into blood. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking she could be doing. I want to try that today. I'm gonna just change her cards so we can actually just play and think, like, see how it works in reality, not in just conceptual form. And then let's give it a try. Let's take it for a spin. Oh man, she doesn't have 7, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fix this card real fast, and then let's take it for a spin. I'm not gonna keep doing like giant big updates to things until I really feel certain that we have something solid. You know what I mean? I don't want to change too much. When I get to this point of tweaking and testing, it's kind of like a rubber band. That's how I think about it. I think about it's like, take the good parts and just keep stretching them. And if we change everything each playtest, it's going to start feeling like hella chaotic. It's going to be very hard to tell if like what we're testing is actually working or which parts are or are not working. So I like to really keep them separate. So let's go ahead and give her a little bit of this here. Her ability is on a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting Eris, cause bleeding. I think that's right. On a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting Eris, probably would write these backwards. If creature, no, I would keep the on a successful attack. A clone ability, how does that work? I think she also has 10 health. Okay, so let me just fix that while we're here. Guys, my sleep app is almost ready. I've been curious about streaming other dev on here. Yesterday I did 6 hours of straight Unity vibe coding-ish. A sleep app that I've been making. Well, it's actually out already. I've told you guys about it, but it helps you fall asleep at night. It's called Scroll to Sleep. I worked on it all day yesterday, and I kind of wanted to stream it, but then I thought, I don't want to confuse. I don't want to start too much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I get to this point where I get really hype about streaming, and then I overwhelm myself really fast. You guys ever like do that where you start doing consistency for anything in your life, and then it just starts getting out of hand because you did one thing consistent, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do everything consistent now. All right. Eris, you are now the proud owner of a bleeding ability. Okay, let's go ahead and saveth thee. And really don't like this scrolling thing, but it's okay. Let's go into the cards and save Eris. And we'll do 0001. I don't know. And then let's go to our favorite website. Non-targeting creature starts bleeding on successful attack. Ooh, I like that. I would still flip it. On successful attack, non-targeting creature starts bleeding. I found that on these things, when you play it, even though that makes sense, you typically want to know what the action is and then see what to do next. That's kind of like what I've learned through this thing when writing these. Like, exhaust a weapon on this turn is like you tell them what to do or what the action is, and then you explain it. Okay, let's go to my favorite website, guys. It's that time. It's that time where we go to Imgur. Oh boy. It'd be Curtis Wells stream, dev stream bingo. If you have goes to Imgur to upload card, you just might have gotten bingo. Tabletop sim. Let's go to the cards. Where's my girl? There she is. Okay, copy it. And then let's do I want notifications from Imgur? I think I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you. Oh my god, I had a really cool idea too. I had a lot of ideas yesterday. I had another idea. So I keep thinking about, like, we haven't really explored this much yet, but one thing that I'm really excited about with this game is the idea that they're a team and they grow together and they like care about each other and they like bond together. And so one of the things I've been trying to think of is, like, you know, when one of them may die during your journey, right? That, or two of them, like, who knows? And I had this really, really exciting idea that each of the heroes has an ability set on the back of their card. So when they die, the team has like a remembrance of them by, well, this isn't a great example, but the team would have a remembrance of that hero. and remember them and their memory by gaining some type of ability that they were known of. So like maybe when Simeon dies, I don't know, Simeon passes his coin. Like Simeon can give his coin, Simeon's coin lives on or something. So even though they die, they like remember them. Character gravestone on the back. Oh, Creeper Sword. That's so cool. Imgur is public to everyone, but my posts are private. I was really concerned about that, so thanks for the concern. Raymond, how are you doing, by the way? I just saw you popped in here. Yeah, so I want to do like more dev streaming stuff, but alas, I'm just gonna focus on what's working so far. All right, so we have on a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting Eris, cause bleeding. Okay, I like that. And now do 1 damage if crit, do 1 damage and creature is now bleeding. Now here's what I would change is this weapon will not cause bleeding anymore. So I think for her, it will be... I think for her, it's gonna be do 1 damage. If bleeding, do 2 damage. Let's see if we can do that. And I know he has this too. Bucket has a if bleeding. But I think this could be really, really interesting. This is starting to feel like it's coming together. So she can shroud herself to hide, which means while she's shrouded, she can't be targeted. So if she attacks, I think I'd have to write this a certain way. It does say shrouded and cannot be targeted. Attacking or status damage breaks the shroud. So there could be a thing here where she can use the shadow cloak to cause bleeding if they're targeting her. I don't know. Creeper said Assassin's Blade does +1 damage for each blood token. Okay, Creeper, so this is something that's come up for me a lot. Is it that there are multiple bleed tokens, or is bleeding a status effect? You know, can I put 3 bleeds on a creature? Which, I mean, the bleeding tokens cause 1 damage at the end of the round. Just basically, that's the way they work. The idea was you can actually increment them. So it would start with a level 1 bleeding, then a level 2, then 3 of them, then 2 level 2s. I don't know. It feels very complicated. Then we get into the idea that bleeding is kind of this like stackable kind of like, I don't know if you've seen Doom on Slay the Spire. Not that it's exactly the same. Doom is like an alternative attack. Blood levels aren't a thing. Well, there you go. There you have it. But you're saying that you can multiply bleeding. My current issue with this right now is that on a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting Eris, cause bleeding is like, okay, but then if she has her shadow cloak, she can just hide at any time. Okay, bleeding tokens make sense. Well, let's keep that then. These 2 cards are kind of, they're eliminating choice. Like, on a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting or has caused bleeding, then you just, what, do you start your turn in Shadow Cloak and then attack? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I was thinking that you can only use them once per round. The question is that really a cloak? I mean, I can always change it to something else, like a spell or a thing. I do like that. I mean, that's how we have Rowan's stuff, is you can only use his throwing knives once per round and then you get them back. And they're really fun. They're some of my favorite strategic cards because you're really thinking about when to use them and making sure that your die roll is solid. You know? What if Shadow Cloak stops targeting instantly, but you can't attack? Oh. Oh, that's interesting. So Shadow Cloak is you're shrouded and you cannot be targeted. Cannot attack and cannot be targeted. Status damage breaks shroud. That's supposed to be like if you're on fire, you can't, you can't do Shadow Cloak if you're on fire or you're poisoned or you're bleeding. Yeah, that's interesting. So she can disappear, which keeps her from being targeted. Yeah, like a flashbang effect. Yeah. Yeah, like a confusion. What if she has a thing? This is interesting. What if she can confuse an enemy? Yeah, it isn't. That's exactly, yeah, Creeper. So that's why I struggle with this card. This card hasn't really fit since I built it. Like, this already works, like these two together are fun already. On a successful attack, if creature is not currently targeting Eris, cause bleeding. I thought about this idea that she could cause bleeding if a creature has a mist token on them, but the only person who can put mist tokens on things is Ashmar. So, that's kind of like stuck there too. I mean, I could balance the kit so that more people can put them there and so she can use her stuff more. And maybe that's the simple solution to that. If you hit maybe instead of that, it's if you hit a creature with a mist token, it stops self-bleeding. I think the biggest problem with this card is that you can use it at any time and that it also is a selfish card. Like, the coin is really fun because anyone can use the coin and it's really exciting for them to use the coin, right? And Bucket has a magic barrier that can absorb all hero damage this turn. He can use it one time only and then you discard it. He just basically gets to wipe the entire board of damage just one time. And these are all helpful. And I feel like the thing with Eris is, These two I like. Although I'm curious now of like, maybe I just make her a miss when there's a miss. If on a successful attack of a creature. Invisible blanket. She has an invisible blanket. I think the other part of it too is like, I gotta wrap my mind around narratively who she is. The other two, I really get it. I really get what they're about. I get what their narrative arc is. Simeon is this gambling gladiator. Love it. Like, I love everything about him. It's so easy to make stuff for him because I know the outcome is boom or bust. Like, he's really just a gambler. And then Bucket's like halfway there, but I get Bucket's whole thing. Bucket is, I'm not going to be I'm going to be doing a lot of damage all at once, and you kind of have to plan and set me up. Those two I get. Eris is more like, what is her thing? And I like the idea that she's built around the bleeding thing. And I do go back to her arc is like, you know, she's Assassin's Creed, lurks in the shadows, jumps out, stabs the vulnerable, and then she's gone, right? That's supposed to be the idea. So it's really the things that I want to capture from a gameplay standpoint is she can disappear in the shadows, which means she does lurk. She jumps out and she does a mega amount of damage when she does. And then she has escapes that allow her to get away. Thorns that cause bleeding to the enemy when she gets hit. Yeah, I like that. Like a snapback. Like if she gets hit, they get hit back. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And you know what? Let's try this. Honestly, let's try this. Let's take away her shadow cloak. This does 1 damage and it does 2 damage if the creature is bleeding. And let's just play this out. I'm thinking about it too much. Let's just go with it. We have an opportunity here. This guy's going to attack Eris, so she can't pull it off on him. And then he's going to attack Bucket. So we know how that's going to go. So let's just play a regular round and let's just see what happens. Like I feel like I'm just overthinking this thing. Oh, no, nothing's wrong. Just my entire sound audio driver just like dropped out for a second. Okay, let's give it a shot. Here we go. These guys resurrect at the graveyard, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is if Eris were to attack the undead guard and it was successful, she can make a bleed happen. Oh, let's also put our turn markers, which I have to figure out what I'm doing with that. So I don't really want another thing here. Okay, so she's going to go ahead and roll. She gets a 1, and this just does flat damage when she hits them. But she does cause bleeding. So now this guy's bleeding. Let's just see how this works. Simeon is going, well, Bucket we got to work on. Bucket's only problem is that when you wind him up, there's nothing to do. When Eris dies, he causes bleeding to every enemy because thorns explode. Oh my god, that would be sick. Maybe when you flip the card. When you flip the card, it says immediately do 3 damage to... Wow, that would be crazy. That's really funny. I didn't think of it. I thought of those as more like passive abilities. Possible hero grave ability. Okay, let's try this thing, Creeper Sword, that you're saying. You're saying this whole thing like Eris has these thorns that can fight back. Let's pretend she has them. Let's say that they do 1 damage. Let's just say they do 1 damage currently. So if she gets attacked, she's going to do 1 damage back. I'm just, if you hear me silent, I'm just processing. I'm just thinking all the way through of, it's cool that she has the thorns, but it would be really cool if she could use that to trick enemies into fighting it or something. I don't know how to do that, but we'd have to think about it. I feel like as just a passive to have something that just hits back for 1 damage, maybe it's cool. I get ahead of myself, guys. I just get so excited about working on these games and so many cool challenges to solve. Okay, so he's suiting up, Bucket having a blast. Simeon's gonna go ahead and try to use the shackles on the shackle whips on this guy. Yeah, on this guy, because this guy's trying to hit Eris and he might just stun him. We don't know. He's not gonna stun him. So that does 1 damage. I roll again to see if I do another damage. Okay, so we get 2 damage off of this. Shadow Cloak hides the thorns. Yeah, see, this is where it gets interesting, right? Creeper Soar. I know, sometimes you think something's really cool, and then you're like, actually, when I play it through, maybe it's not. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so Simeon went, and he did 2 damage. Oh, there's a little bit of a trick here. The Undead Guard does 2 damage to the last hero that attacked it, unless their speed is 2 or more. And that's Eris. Eris is the only one who's fast enough to get away from the thrashing when they die. Okay, so now the Undead Guard is going to attack Simeon for 2. No, Bucket for 2. Which is fine. And then the Deranged Guard is going to attack Eris for 2. But he gets hit back for 1 because of the thorns, right? Okay, that actually feels pretty fun. How does an enemy select a target? So they all have these iconography in the top right corner. That's how much damage they do. This is the highest strength hero. This is the lowest health hero. And then there's a couple of other ones. We could say that an enemy learns about the thorns when they get hurt. How so? They learn about it? Like you can't get them again? Okay. So now their turn is over. This guy's bleeding. And so he gets an extra point of damage put on him because he's bleeding. Now, Eris can... Okay, but let's play this. All right, this is much better, actually, than what I've played so far. Shadow Cloak hides that an enemy doesn't remember the thorns. Oh. Do you think these brain rot games will be remembered fondly even though kids spend so much time on them, or will they leave little lasting sense of fun? Oh my gosh. Don't get me into a rant, Raymond. Like, the Lego games are something I remember and enjoy as a kid, but I don't think brain rot games would be the same. Okay, my side note about this, Raymond, is you can look it up, and that the new generation of kids growing up are not console players. Not that they have to be, but the typical gamer does not like grow up playing Sonic or Mario or things that we look at as like these are polished, exceptional games. They're growing up on Roblox playing brain rot. And it's a great question, man. It's a great question. I don't know. I do think games, just like books, just like art, is literature, right? There's a literacy to it. I don't know. Do they graduate from brain rot, and brain rot is just a moment in time, into God of War and, you know, Mass Effect or Hollow Knight? Like, do they graduate into these much more like mature games with interesting themes or beautiful art? I don't know. Personally, I don't think that's how it works. I don't think if you're raised on if you're raised on garbage food, you don't have an appreciation for really great, well-cooked food. You just want more garbage. So my take on it is no, I think they will be looked upon fondly because that's what kids grew up on. Whatever you grow up on, you look fondly upon when you get older. Do I think it's good though? No, I don't. I think it's not good. Yeah. Yeah, true, Creeper Soar. Yeah, when I hopped into Roblox in 2020, it felt like there was tons of stuff. And there was still brain rot, but it was a lot of stuff. Exactly, Creeper Soar. Yeah, from all the kids you've seen, they don't care about good games. I know. I think games are literature, and I think that a lot of the blowback that we got in the 80s, the 90s, and the early aughts about games aren't good, games are corny, games are stupid. I think that's like really sunken into the mythos of what games are, that games aren't to be taken seriously. And to a large extent, I don't know if I disagree with them. I mean, even though a lot of these games are great, you know, a lot of them are just cash grabs as well. And the games at the top currently are just chasing live service. They're not chasing literature. So do you really need to have games literature to understand how to play Fortnite or Valorant or Counter-Strike? You don't. There's no story. There's nothing that you have to do critical thinking about from a story-based depth aspect of it. The games are deep for sure, but then I don't know. Yeah. Here I am pining over every single decision when I could probably just churn out a Roblox brain rot game and just kick my feet up. But that's why you guys come here. I'm fighting the good fight. We are fighting the good fight. That's what this community's about. And that's what we're going to keep doing. All right. Where were we with this? Eris did the hit back to the undead guard. Yeah, I think we're missing one thing here, because she did 1 damage to the undead guard. Then the bleeding did 1 damage. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. What? I just got to get my kids the first Xbox. Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Tung, sir. What is that? Oh, boy. Is this a Roblox brain rot? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, boy. This thing is creepy as hell. Is that it? I'm Italian, and I don't even know why it's called Italian brain rot. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't know. As a game designer who makes their money off of making games, I am concerned. I'd be lying if I wasn't. I'm very concerned about the future of games as a serious medium. Somehow the guy copyrighted the AI tongue to her, even though it isn't supposed to be allowed to be copyrighted. It's because every name sounds like Italian. Or Sammy just didn't want to fight the court case to keep tongue to her in his game. Oh, golly. Oh, golly. I've been like, I don't know. Man, that brain rot stuff is like, it's rough. It's rough. Because on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I like dumb stuff when I was a kid too. The other thing is I just don't feel like there's an alternative to it. You know? All right, let's see. Gameplay wise here. Undead Guard does that. Deranged Guard did 2 to Eris. Oh, that's what it was. My bad. This guy attacked Bucket. And then the Deranged Guard attacked Eris, and then we did 1 back. Okay, so now we start our turn over again. This is where I'm at with this. Got it. Adopt Me is back, and Brookhaven is back. I never thought I'd say the day, but thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Okay, so here's what's interesting about this. Bucket now, his weapon attacks twice because he was winding up. So now he's going to do 2 damage and 2 damage plus 1 damage and 1 damage if it's bleeding, because basically you roll once and you do it twice. But that's if I don't fail. Okay, so he hits. So this is basically 4 damage plus 6 damage. This guy's completely knocked out. and this is out and his turn is over. See, the problem with him though is now I have to wait another turn to do the wind up, and then I have to wait another turn to attack again. So he's kind of out for another turn. I gotta find something for him to do on his off turns so that he can just like exist and be helpful. Even though he's super helpful, I mean, just knocked out that creature in one shot. So now we go to the deranged guard. Who's going to attack the deranged guard? Eris cannot cause bleeding on him, so she's only going to do 1 damage. So this is a little bit tricky. When we get to a point where she can't actually attack the deranged guard to cause bleeding, there's really not a lot that she can do other than causing 1 damage. That's a problem. Bloxburg is low-key dead. Guys, I gotta show you Gunball at some point. I really gotta show you Gunball, the game that almost was. I should really see about finishing it. It's so close to being done. You can actually play it. We gotta do a play test of it. Huh. What if Eris had a scapegoat thing where the enemy targets the scapegoat instead of Eris herself? Yeah, like, what's his name? Mimic from Apex Legends, or what is it? Yeah, where he like copies himself. Could she do something where she has a block and she can attack something? Add an ability to give someone a turn instantly. Shadow Clone Jitsu. I like that. That's a good one, Raymond. Let's write that down. Add. Give instant turn. I'm thinking, the thing in my mind is I'm kind of thinking like, what if Eris, just go with me on this. This is my muse showing up being like, FBI, we're coming in. What if Eris has a blood pixie, like totem where you can flip it if she's caused bleeding. Oh, this could be interesting. When any creature is bleeding, you can flip the card and the blood pixie appears. And the blood pixie has like 2 health and does 1 damage. And it can act as like, now the deranged guard will hit the blood pixie first. And when the blood pixie dies, the card gets flipped back and it's exhausted. You can't use it again during this encounter. But she has to cause bleeding first? Is that... That would be kind of cool. Okay, let me see what we're working with here. See what we're working with here. Let's open. Oh no, I think I already have it open. Yeah, let's go here and let's try this. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this idea because it gives her a little bit of a purpose about the bleeding. I'll be honest with you, like, you guys know how I go on this stuff. It just being girl Ezio, like, doesn't do it for me. It's like, okay, yeah, so she's got like blades and she like causes assassin and she hides in the shadows, and it's like, okay, so it's like Ezio girl, which, like, I could give her a backstory and she'll be unique, but like when you're playing her, it's not going to feel very different from Ezio, right? So my point being is, like, I really want to try to make these characters, as much as I can, a step forward in that type of arc. And a great example of this is Simeon. Like, I think Simeon could easily have been just basic run-of-the-mill guy attacker, but he's not. He's a gambling gladiator, which is like, to me, I'm like, I love it. That's such an interesting character arc where you're not meeting him as he is. His background is like oil and water. Like, a gambler who's like, you know, trying to get money should never be a gladiator, but he gambled and he lost to some big entertainer. Again, I got to fill out this lore. Loses to a big entertainer who's like, okay, you can either win all of this money, and if you lose, though, you go to my arena. And he's like, good, I'll do it. And he thought he was going to win. He didn't. Ends up going to this arena where he gets like hardened and jaded. He's not like the fun-loving guy who thought he was going to just, you know, put it all on black and win the world. And so I kind of feel like, yeah, like, we want this to be interesting. Skip to 210. What's 210? Okay, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. Fairy, no, Pixie. Sorry, it's Pixie because we have Pixies in the game already. Blood Pixie. Blood Pixie. Oh, you know what? It's, oh my God. Oh my God. It's not a totem. It's a dagger. It's a dagger that flips into a fairy when you attack a bleeding creature. What? This could be really cool. This could be really cool. Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Muse. Thank you, Muse. And thanks, chat. You guys just keep me inspired all the time with all of these cool ideas. Amazing. Let's see what we get with this. It's not a totem. What's up, bad conditions? This is a blood. This is a blood dagger. Okay, this is a blood dagger. Shadow Cloak turns into a blood pixie. What? That's cool, but why? You should add a card to steal someone else's ability and use it once. Oh, yeah, that's great. That's a cool one, too. Steal an ability. I don't know if you guys know this. That reminds me of, there was a card that we had that was called Steel Gloves, S-T-E-A-L, like stolen gloves, like steel gloves. And the thing was, whenever you go to a town where there's a shopkeeper, you can roll to steal something, and you're gonna steal one thing per in if you're successful, but if you fail, you lose one loot. You have to give one loot back. That was really fun. But that reminds me of that, like stealing an ability, copying it, or cloning stuff. Okay, let's do this. Shoot, I have to go do my work call in a minute. All right, let's do this. We can do this. We've done this before. Turn on the music. Turn on the coin making music for the blenders. Thirst. Okay. Do 1 damage if this creature is bleeding. Flip this card. Flip this card. Okay, so the blood dagger does 1 damage. If the creature is bleeding, flip this card. Okay, let's see. So blood dagger 001. And then on the flip side of it, We're going to definitely have a blood pixie. And I probably shouldn't be using this color because I don't think this card, this is a item card. If this creature has 3 tokens, flip this card and create a blood pixie. But I think 3 tokens is too much. They're going to be dead by then. I think it's just 1. I think that way, if you cause bleeding, then on your second turn you can summon the blood pixie, and then on your third turn now you're not being targeted, so you can do stuff. Oh, Cameron's back. Hey, my guy. Yes, we did. Look. You want to know what the trick was, Cameron? You're gonna hate this. You're gonna either hate it or love it. It was that apparently there's a thread where Tabletop Simulator will not render anything that is not a triangle or a square in the model. So I just had to triangulate everything and then it showed up fine. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah, isn't that, well, now you know. So if you ever do any work in there and you're trying to bring in a model and it's not showing up right, it's transparent, it has to be triangulated, which is not a pain in the butt, but would have been good to know. Okay, the blood pixie, I'm not going to use this here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a different one. Let's see if we can grab, who did we have here? Bucket, Cocoon, Card Template, just a random file called Card Template. That's really not helpful. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Kurt from the past. So helpful. Wow. You shouldn't have named these files so intricately and detailed such that I can easily find whatever I need. Oh, there's nothing in here? Oh, here we go. This is what we need. Okay. So let's go ahead and duplicate the Tormentor, and we'll call it a blood pixie. Can I do this before my call? I think so. I really need to make money so I can just do this every day and not have to leave. That's what I really need, guys. Don't we all need that right now? We all need that. I think we can get it, though. We have 3 minutes. Two tokens. Oh, Creeper Source said 2 tokens, but the tokens get removed. They don't die instantly. So they don't die instantly. Is that good? Oh, interesting. Are you designing these cards one at a time out of curiosity? No. So there are like 200 cards that are in the game currently. Well, more than 200 at this point. But here's what happened. What happened was the initial game version that we had, there's been 3 significant versions of this game. The first one was a 50 card game that you were supposed to be able to take on an airplane. It was supposed to be like real simple and fun. And I had really clever ideas around it. I don't think you guys have ever seen this, but if you've ever wondered what's on the back of these cards, the idea was that there wouldn't be any dice. Why am I doing this when I only have 3 minutes left? But the idea is you wouldn't have dice in the game, the original version. That's why they had these backs on them. Each card had a random set of die outcomes, and then you would hold the cards in your hand and you would slowly pull down the top card to reveal your next die roll, like this and like this. And people really loved it. They did actually really love this. They thought this was like ultra clever. They loved not having to roll dice and stuff. But their biggest problem was that they said the game was just too small. They said with like 50 cards, it just felt like they played it once and they were like, I don't know if I would play this again because I've seen all the creatures and there's not really much to do. And that's valid. It was hard to hear. It was also very valid that like it wasn't a game. It was like you play it once and then how complicated can a game get? And I know that a lot of people do. There's a lot of small game designers. Small, not like in stature, but they make small games, and some of them are really great, and I see them. But this, this was not that. Let's see here. I think, sorry guys, I'm getting a little turned out because I have 1 minute left to get this right, and then go to my call, and then I got to load up that Unity project that was like lagging the computer when I started. So, fun times, guys. Seriously though, if I ever have a shot at being my own independent game dev who can support his family, I just need to tell you that I really appreciate you guys coming here every day and hanging out, because I love doing this, but it also makes sense for me to do it if people want to hang out and see it happen. So thank you again for being here, being a part of this community. Now's a good time to say it if you are watching before I have to hop off here. Hold on, I'm thinking. Let's do satiated funny. That's what the tormentor have. I'm gonna do a thing here that just says do +1 damage if creature is... Oh, you know what we do? Last but not least? No. Oh my gosh. It all comes together full circle before I have to go. You know what we do? The blood pixie the blood pixie doesn't attack. It's the thorns creeper soar. This is the thorns. Watch. We're gonna get rid of this. So when you summon the blood pixie, it doesn't attack. It just has 2 health, and it will do 1 damage to any creature that attacks it. Oh God. Oh, what do I want to say? When this hero would be attacked, this creature takes damage and does 1 damage back. Oh my God, it's 12:02. Shoot, 1 damage back. Okay. When this hero would be attacked, this creature takes damage, does 1 back. Exhaust. I can't find it. When blood pixie dies, it explodes into thorns. Oh, I'm gonna put this in here. Explodes. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I gotta go to this call like right now. I'm sure they're on there. I wanted to upload this and drop it in, but I'm gonna do it right after the call. Yo, again, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I've really tried to fit this one in to just stay consistent. I just love you guys hanging out here. Creeper, amazing. The thorns and all of it, the dummies. Look at that. It's great. It all comes together. I love this. I love the blood pixie. This is going to be such a cool character arc for her, that she can summon this blood pixie. I'm so excited about this. This is really cool. All right. Guys, have a great Wednesday. I can't even believe it's Wednesday. Discord's down in the link. Thank you for hanging out. If you like this, like and subscribe.